first off, I want to kick it off with the well, we got the first thing you see when you see the album is the cover, the album cover, and I definitely can look at that cover and relate it to some of the songs and some of the interludes I heard. Just what I think about when I see that picture is like it's pretty much what I heard was chronicalizing chronological Black oppression.
Definitely
it had a lot to do with that.
Good ears.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
What
Yeah, we go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just about to say, what made y'all go that direction with the album cover? And did y'all come up with the album cover first, or the album cover followed the music?
I mean, you know, well, actually, I asked Solomon. I was like, man, I need some graphic work. And you know, the way we came off kind of with the samples that he had, it was an older feel to it. You know what I'm saying? He took samples from the 70s and 80s and did his thing. So it's only natural to me that type of album cover in black and white of Chicago, and like that was like Chicago in the 70s on the album cover. You know what I'm saying? And being as the album was called Seed, I wanted to kind of give you that paint that picture of like this is where it started. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of ran with it like that.
Yeah, he reached out to me and when we were talking about it and was like, hey, let's work on some graphics. And that cover is actually a screenshot from where we got a lot of those samples from.
Definitely.
So the interlude and stuff. So, you know, it was funny. We went to go record and swing past Reese's house, and he had already been chilling at Reese's house for a minute. I went to go over there and catch up with them, and Reese had put us on with this documentary. What's the name of the documentary, K.O.? I always forget about that. It's The Lords or something?
A Lord thing.
A Lord
thing.
It's a documentary about vice lords in Chicago. It's insane. It's insane. And then you hear it in the beginning of the album. You hear it halfway through the album. You know, you hear it talk, and that, like, we had already started kind of working on the album and didn't really have a lot of it, but it just kind of came together around that. Him and I talking, Reese bringing that to the mix. You know, Ultimate Hustle was one of the first songs we did for the project. So that kind of started setting the tone. Yeah, it was. And Journey, remember Journey was like the second. And Journey was a whole nother song.
And then, but
like,
you know,
we had a complete different beat.
Different beat, different tempo, everything. And switch it up at the last minute because you came with something that was so hot. I'm like, hey man, I think this gonna make the final cut right here.
Mm-hmm. It was a good call because it's funny. Journey was the first thing we did, but it was the last thing we touched.
Definitely.
Because the whole album was done, and him and I were going back and forth listening, and he's like, I just think it needs something else. I just need something else. Yeah. It's like, you know, got to get that Chicago in there. So we just started digging and talking, and I throwing beats at him. And when I threw that last one at him, he was like, that's it.
Swear to God. Perfect.
Yeah. It was funny because when we I remember recording that at your spot, that we redid Journey. And, you know, we'd already had Journey in our head for like 2 years. So he went back and recorded it, and he did it like in one take. And he got done, and we both stepped back and looked at each other like, wow.
One take.
He changed everything.
First take, did everything.
It was crazy.
Flat out, and it was over with.
Crazy.
That was it.
He went in. It was a good moment and a good move.
Yeah, definitely was. That was a good call on both ends. Thanks for the beat.
Thanks for the lyrics.
Y'all chemistry is amazing, man. Just the way y'all bounce off each other. It's an unorthodox chemistry that y'all have. When was it a time near the album that y'all was like, we found our chemistry? Or was it from the beginning, or was it a time that y'all found y'all groove?
I mean, as far as the album goes, you know, with him, it was already like, you know, I went down there to do a verse with for Reese when I first met Solomon like a few years back. And I'm like, I'm like, damn, do I like these beats? And he kept playing beats. He kept playing beats. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I went down there and knocked out a verse for him. Matter of fact, that was he was in G Flex at his spot recording that
Yeah, over
that
Jay's
bully
beat,
that bully gang.
Tornado.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't bully gang. It was something that you, it was a song that you, a beat you made. Can't remember what it was exactly right now, but I remember we went down there and recorded. I was like, man, then we gonna link. Then I got up with y'all again, going with him, and then the rest was history, man.
Yeah, I say a big point where I found it was we started making those trips back from the city to Champaign to go record.
Oh, that bonding, yeah. That
So
bonding,
yeah,
them
so
raps.
me and him were like we had
Yeah.
connected at the sessions,
Yeah.
you know, because I first ran into KO at Flex's house, and then we ran into the sessions, and so I was like, hey, I'm heading out here, you know, roll with me. So because I went right past his house because I'm up north, so I scooped him up and we just drive. So we're talking 3 hours there, do a whole session for like 12 hours with everybody, jump in the whip, do 3 hours back. So those 3 hours is how that album started. Because I was, you know, I always got tons of beats. So I play stuff and he's like, hold on, what's that? What's that? I'm like, it's open. He's like, put my name on that. Hold on, what's that?
I swear.
It's open. Put my name on that.
Lock me
So
in,
he
lock
just
me
started
in.
snatching. And that
that's-
right there kicked off.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
definitely was a
y'all-
strong bonding
y'all
time
both-
like
y'all-
that.
Y'all both really got like a deep hunger, man. And y'all hunger together is just like unmatched, man.